the Olympians and the Nomad's Bazaar, which are these little shops that are special in Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Origins, respectively. In these things, we actually obtain legendary gear. Through Odyssey, you could actually purchase it with the Oikos ore, or you could try to gamble with Olympian gifts. In Assassin's Creed Origins, you could do a daily quest, speak to Reda, and you had an opportunity to get a legendary item, or you just needed cold hard cash, and you could just buy Heka chests with a chance to get either a legendary item, an item from the store, or just an epic item. I'm Darkstrider, the YouTube Assassin, and we're going to explore both of these. And I also want to touch upon the whole rumor about Sargon leaving Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Let's take a look. So what we'll do, we'll start with Assassin's Creed Origins, which basically is when Ubisoft decided to reboot Assassin's Creed as a franchise, and not just reboot it, they also decided to, just make it an RPG, basically. One of the other things that they did, honestly, was install other systems of obtaining legendary gear. You could swap gear out. And one of the ways you could do it was you would go on missions, daily quests, and you would find certain things. Like, here's a missing worker quest. A man has gone missing from a local village. Help me find them. So this was the daily quest. So now, as you can see, I'm in the area where it is. Let me just take this lion out. There we go. By the way, this is also like when my channel really started getting big, because I used to show you guys glitches and things like that involved here.
This is
So
the man Reda spoke of. Dead.
we found the worker. We'll return to Reda. And the thing is that it wasn't always just finding a lost worker. There were other things you could do as well. There were other missions that he gave you. It all depended on the day. So with the quest complete, we would return to Reda, interact with him, and have an opportunity to actually score a legendary item. The thing was that this is also the start, I believe, of why we now have the Oikos of the Olympians in Assassin's Creed Odyssey and the system they put in there. There used to be a glitch back in the day where we could come over here to Reda. After we accomplished our goal, we would actually shut off our internet. We would shut off our internet, speak to him, he would hand you the thing, you would turn the internet back on. Once you turned your internet back on, the quest would reappear in your console, and then you turn it off, you speak to him again, and you continue this method. You could do it all day, all night. This was the XP twerk of Assassin's Creed Origins. You were given XP, you were given drachma, which was the money in this game, and then you were also given either a legendary or an epic item. So people took full advantage of this, and it took a little while for Ubisoft to figure it out, but then they finally figured out how to stop that from happening. But people were able to score incredible amounts of ability points. As you can see here, a lot of this was done by New Game Plus, but most of it was just doing that glitch over and over and over again. I wanted to be able to like one punch a war elephant, which is like a big creature in this game. It was like phenomenal. I know some people who've actually been able to do it bare-fisted one punch, or they ability points, I'm sorry, in their hunter, where it took one arrow to kill a god. So, I mean, those are phenomenal feats. And this is kind of like what I wish Odyssey would do. I really do wish that Odyssey would allow us to have a main mastery in the three things, assassin, warrior, and hunter, so that way we could just become like super gods. It would kind of make the game fun. I mean, okay, you don't want to be so OP, but at the same time, it's just like Goku from Dragon Ball Z. You want to push yourself to your limits. You want to see how far you can go. You want to see if you can do stuff like that. I mean, Goku, he's able to like slaughter almost every character that he comes across with some training, with a lot of training. And he goes on and on and on. But the thing is that that's what this game gave you the opportunity to do. So it was really wild. But the thing was that, like I say, we took advantage of that. It kind of ruined it. So I completed the daily.
You won't be needing this anymore, madam.
Here we go. Talk to Reda. Got 1,500 XP.
Sure you'll find a use for it.
And there I go. I have a legendary. Eternal Vigil, which is a legendary mount. So, I mean, that's very rare that like I get something like that. The other thing with the legendaries in Assassin's Creed Origins was actually that you could get multiples of the same character. I mean, I don't have multiples here, obviously. Here's the Eternal Vigil, the one that was a brand new one, Emil. But weapons, you could go and you could get several copies of the same weapon. In fact, I think because I kept doing the Final Fantasy quest that oh yeah, this was part of like a goofy pack that they did. They should make one for Assassin's Creed Odyssey, honestly. A swordfish. It's an actual sword you could kill people with. But let me see. Do I have any copies? I don't believe so, which is kind of sad because I really wanted to show that off. But you were able to get multiples of the same weapon, especially as you were leveling. If you got to like a higher level, you had the opportunity where you could actually get the same exact weapon, only a higher level. It really didn't take you a lot of time or effort in order to do that. So, it was pretty cool. They did the same thing with like the shields and everything. Actually, hold on one second because I do believe, let's take a look. I do believe the costumes you could get multiples of and you can't sell them off. Or actually, I think you can. Nah, I don't have any multiples of them. But anyway, yeah, that's what you could do. I mean, you could continuously do that. A lot of this stuff you could get like on the store. You would pay real money, but because we used that glitch, we were able to like, just bang this out entirely and have the opportunity to actually get obscene amounts of, XP, drachma, kinds of other things. So, or drachma in Assassin's Creed Origins. So it was pretty wild. It was a wild ride, and I really do think that that's why they installed that new system in the Oikos of the Olympians. So that was what you would have to do with Reda. So now, let's actually buy some of the Heka chests and see what I turn up with. I'll buy 5 of them. So there we go. There's it's actually rare, not epic. So there's 2, 3. My 4th one is a legendary, the Ripper legendary sickle sword. And 5. Oh, another legendary. Look at that. Mustafa's blade. Okay, so now I have enough on my other account on Assassin's Creed Odyssey in order to get 5 things with the ore. And we'll look into that. But let me just take a look again at the gear and let's see what items we got. We'll see if there's doubles. Yes, see? Mustafa's blade. Now I have 2 of them. So I could sell one off or dismantle one and gain the resources or the cash. So that was part of like what we did when we were doing this glitch. We just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. It was crazy. This Ripper, obviously it's a brand new item. I don't think I had a lower level version of it. Nope, I don't. Oh, I actually saw the Fatal Duet. Actually, I didn't pay attention to that. Here we go. See? Got 2. Courage and Justice. There's also 2. And you could sell off one. This one, I believe, was part of like the DLC, so that's why you can't dismantle it. But this one was not, so you could do that. Other than doing that, other than doing the gambling, there was no way to obtain any legendary items from Reda here. Only ways to obtain legendary items just for straight cash without having to go and see Reda and gamble on it was when you completed the main game, you come out to Memphis over here, and after completing the main game again, all of a sudden, you will see this appear, the Bureau of the Hidden Ones, which was supposed to be the very first Assassin's Bureau that was created by Aya or Amunet and Bayek. So here we are in it. We talked to the owner here, the storekeep, and he has a tablet of knowledge. You buy this for 1,000 of the drachma, and every time you made this purchase, it would actually give you 1,000 XP. And this is how another way that I actually started to level up. I would buy multiples of this, gain all kinds of XP, and then my XP bar would go up. I would get extra ability points, but you had to farm for the cash. That was the only thing. There are farm spots for the cash where you can make insane amounts of money. And I've done videos on that before. Maybe look in the section. I have a playlist of all Origins videos. It may be there. But other than that, you also were able to buy other things like these. And I don't believe that they actually changed daily. I want to say that sometimes they did, because like the imitation C1 Kopesh, which is a very powerful weapon, I actually have a video where I used this in order to like murder a whole pack of leopards, and that was another farm spot. This was also one of those things that lowered your health to like a quarter bar. It was like the first time they did that. So it was pretty interesting. But this was one of the only places where you can come and do all this in order to like level up and obviously obtain legendary gear that you may not have gotten or gambled with when you went to see Reda. So that's everything that they did with the Origin side. As you can see, I just scored an ability point. Look at that. That's how we used to do it, though. That's everything on the Origin side. Now, we'll go to the Odyssey side. Kind of brings us to what we are now with Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Sargon and his Oikos of the Olympians. Every week, we're able to come and see him, and he changes his legendary inventory. In the very beginning, he only had 1 legendary item and 3 epic items. Now, he has 2. And sometimes you'll see a blue item here, and the thing is that that actually is a legendary, quote-unquote, because it is a rare item that you could only get through, like, a code that you got from, like, a Tostino's pizza roll box or something like that. Some sort of thing that Assassin's Creed used in order to market this game. So other than that, we would have to come to the Olympian gifts, and for 20 Auricacum ore, we'd be able to, and I'm sorry if I'm saying that incorrectly, blah, blah, blah. You guys know how I'm bad at pronouncing anything. But anyway, we would come to here, the Olympian gift, we would use our ore, and we would get a chance at legendary items. Items, not just legendary, but that you would see in the store. Hold on one moment while I take care of this problem. Okay. And now let's return to our programming. I was going to say that, as you guys have seen time and time again, I have an obscene amount of legendary items. And the thing is that I chase them just for the engravings, the legendary engravings. I want them. I want to see what they do. That's the whole reason I chase them. A lot of people will swear that you definitely need epic items, because rather than legendary items, which have 3 slots plus a slot that you can engrave, epic items have 3 slots plus a slot that you could engrave, but usually they have way more. So it just makes it a lot easier. Instead of getting, like, for instance, instead of getting a whole armor set and only being able to engrave 1 perk and have the same 1 perk or 1 engraving on 5 pieces of items, you're able to find one item that you could put this legendary perk on if you wanted to, and then find another one, another piece, and instead of using the same perk, the same legendary engraving, like for the Helios Radiant Scent, plus 200 damage while on fire, you could put something else there. It would make it a lot easier. You'd have something more powerful. So that's why people use the epic builds that way. But anyway, like I was saying, I have an obscene amount of legendaries. I believe I have them all. In fact, we'll take a look at the store real quick, and we'll see what I do not have. Let's see, as far as packs go, I don't have the complete Myrmidon pack or the Shark Naval pack. Now, Myrmidon, I'm just missing the spear and the horse. And as far as the Shark Naval pack, I'm just missing the crew and the figurehead. Let's look at gear. As far as gear, I'm missing the entire Herald of Dusk set, which is going to be like 5 parts. Yep. But that's like whatever. I really am chasing these legendaries. So I have 4 legendaries that I don't have. Everything else is, you know, like Tostino's code things or something. As far as ship parts go, I'm missing a good deal of them. Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pieces. But again, that's not that bad. And once again, for those who don't know, if you started another file, let's say with like Alexios, you had a Cassandra file, you wanted to start an Alexios file, or you have an OP file and you want to start just a regular file, you could actually go to your own tab in the store and you'll be able to hit any of these items, select them. You'll be able to hit on PS4, it's the X button, and it will add that to your inventory for that character. And you could do that on as many files as possible. It doesn't switch it from one file to the other. It gives it its own copy of that item. So just keep that in mind. So now let's take a look at the Oikos. Let's take a look at the Olympian gifts. Let's see if I could get something with 5 of them, like I did with Reda. With Reda, I got 2 legendaries. And they were toward... No, not doing so good so far. Wow. Huh. Okay, so I actually used all my ore and I didn't get a chance. So 5 for 5, it was all epic gear. So the chances were much less here than they were over in Origins. And I know a lot of people do not like this system. One of the reasons they do not like this system is that it's very hard to obtain the ore. You can't just go out and get it. You have to either do a daily or wait for the weekly reset, or your other option is actually to go around the world and find all of this ore that's all around here. And I think it only comes out to like 500 something pieces. I tried counting, but like I lost count like several times. But all over the place, you could find all this ore, and you technically could be able to hunt it down. So, you know, they even changed. There were 2 pieces of ore that I could not get, and now with the updates, I am able to get them. They're in reachable spots. But even as early as Kefalonia, you could get all those pieces of ore. You could get all those fragments. The thing is, this only gives you 1 per deposit. So it's not like you're going and you're finding 40. The only other way that you can increase your chances of getting more ore is when you do your dailies or your weeklies. You have to be one of the highest tiers. Here we go. Tier S4. It gives you daily quests, weekly contracts, epic bounties provide 10% more of the ore. 10%. So where a regular daily would give you 10 ore, now it gives you 11. Where it would give you 40 ore to do a weekly, it'll now give you 44. It does not affect the deposits that are around the world. That really, really stinks. Again, that's why I believe that this method of having the Oikos of the Olympians, I believe, was done as punishment for when we did the glitch where we could turn off our internet and just constantly get legendary items. Ubisoft learned from that, and now they gave us a harder method to where if you're impatient, you'll have to go and purchase some money or purchase some Helix credits in order to get what you want. And that's absolutely annoying. We don't all have the cash like that. We're not all able to go out and just pay whatever, spend our allowances, spend our hard-earned money in order to go and get all those things that we want. I mean, technically, yeah, you could just save up, store it, maybe buy it every once in a while, you know, gifts from birthdays and stuff like that. It all depends. But the thing is that mostly we'd like to get these things for free. And honestly, that's one of the main reasons why when I knew about the ore glitch, I would not release it, because I did not want to see them take retribution against us again. And then the other thing was that when I look back of it, it was kind of stealing from the company. Now, that's just my opinion. I know a lot of you feel passionate where you're just like, oh, but they make millions, oh, but they... And I respect your arguments. I absolutely do. But you got to understand that at the same time, I've already gone through this kind of thing, and it really got intense. It was really crazy when I look back and I think that, man, you know, like, we technically were stealing. A lot of people were worried back then that they were going to get their accounts banned because, you know, you were doing this thing. You were doing this exploit. So, I mean, this is always going to be a thing. You're always going to be worried about exploits and whatnot. You know, account bannings and stuff. Look at what they're doing with the XP farms that people were using when they were making with the story creator mode. Now we still have problems where we can't even select a story to keep in our logs anymore. Final thing I want to address, like, I don't understand why there are so many people that are asking about Sargon no longer being in the game. Now, I don't know if, like, some of you believe because the game has run out of support that they are no longer going to be having Sargon, but that's not true. I'm assuring you right now that Sargon will always be here. The weeklies will always change. Sargon's inventory will change once a week. I don't believe that they would do that. I know that in Far Cry 5, they had their weeklies, their community challenges, and they just stopped, which made no sense to me. But I do not believe that that's going to be the case here with this Ubisoft property, because with Reda is still around. As far as Reda goes, we know that Origins has been here way before Odyssey was. So Origins might be like a little more than 2 years old, whereas Odyssey is only a year old. And Reda is still here. Not only is Reda still here, Reda is still doing daily missions. And not only are you getting daily missions from Reda, but we also still have these Conquest of the Gods or whatever that they had. Like over here, we have the Trial of Sekhmet. And then you have over here the Trial of Anubis. So there's still 6 days left to do all these things. Like, you know, and it'll be constant. You'll constantly be able to, like, fight them and gain the gear that they give you and stuff. So I don't see how Sargon is going anywhere. I don't know where people got that rumor from. I don't know why that's a thing. I just know that, like, several of you have said it. And I've looked up on the internet and I haven't found anything in forums from Ubisoft or anybody who said that that's a thing. So I don't know. I highly doubt that Sargon is leaving us. He'll be here as long as the game is here. They'll automatically just keep updating the thing, just like they automatically update everything with Reda, as they've been doing. There was one of the DLCs came out, and Reda could not appear, but they fixed that. So he's back, and everything is normal. You know, it wasn't a thing where they took him out of the game, though. But, you know, he did have like a little glitch where he was removed, and it wasn't because of the glitch that we did. It was something to do with the DLCs. Anyway, that's all for this video. I just wanted to like get a lot of that out. I know a lot of you guys don't like the Oikos of the Olympians system. I think it's kind of crappy. I don't know what they're going to do in the next Assassin's Creed. I really hope that it's a lot easier than the Ore, because that is just crap. Or if they give us something like that, I really hope that they do make it a lot easier to obtain the resource that you're going to need in order to get items from like the special shop, or even gamble like they do in the Oikos. It's such a pain. But anyway, what do you think? Like, which system did you prefer? Did you prefer the Oikos system, or did you prefer the Nomad's Bazaar system? Do you also like the fact that Sargon is always in one place, whereas Reda was always traveling around? Not just that you couldn't find him in the game, but no matter where you were, what city you were, Reda always set up shop somewhere in there. So let me know what you think about that. Other than that, I really do hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. It helps the channel out an awful lot. And as always, thank you for watching.